Good morning, campers. Welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator 2. Something a little different today. We're in the multiplayer mod, which I'm not actually planning to meet up with anyone, so it shouldn't make very much difference. I did play this a little bit just to make sure it would work, and nothing has crashed on me so far today. So let's keep our fingers crossed that that stays true. I did have to adjust the sensitivity on my steering wheel because, holy crap, was I having trouble controlling this thing. But I also haven't seen very many other players. Interesting. Must be an American driving on the wrong side of the road like that. I like that he honked at me like I was in his way. I honked right back, but still. That's the sort of behavior that will get you banned in this game. They do not take kindly to people on the wrong side of the road here. Oh, I am speeding like crazy. Should have probably checked a little bit better to make sure I was clear to enter this roundabout first. I did just see another player down here not too long ago. 25 seems good. I'm looking for a job I just took. It's down here somewhere. Other players going through. Behind me? I don't see anyone behind me. So that was an interesting exchange with another player already there. And I thought this video was going to be boring. I hope there's not like some unwritten rule that I'm breaking that everyone just drives on the left or on the right in the UK in the multiplayer mod. Oh, I'm speeding like mad. It is still 30 here. I assume this was at least a 45 zone. But it is not. Alright, let's get in here. Get my job. Alright, so just doing a quick one to London because I just screwed that up and it took quite a while, but it should be short enough for me to get some decent talking about this mod out, and I'm very excited because they just released some teaser stuff for what's coming up for this game. They've got a full-blown American Truck Simulator expansion, or I guess it's a separate game, but that's in the works, and from what I've seen of it, it looks fantastic. Like, they're already pretty much done, from what I can tell. And obviously it's not going to be out until they're finished. But it certainly doesn't look like they've got much more to go, judging from the preview videos they've done of it. They just released a big gameplay trailer over on their own YouTube channel, which I'll try and remember to link in the description. Alright, how can I get out of here without breaking anything? This is going to be quite the tight turn. Alright. Can I make this? I think I can. I am using a steering wheel, as I mentioned, so I have slightly finer control than if using a keyboard, though I had to decrease the linearity of the controller so I could have finer steering control closer to neutral. But it also means that I have to spin the wheel quite a lot to get any sort of significant response. No one coming? No one coming. Is that a name? Oh, I saw a name. No, just lights in the distance. Simulator coming along nicely. Looks fantastic. It's basically just Euro Truck Sim 2, but set in California, and it's got American trucks instead. Also, kind of an interesting thing, there was a point where they passed a freight train and it had the BNSF logo on it. So I guess they got some kind of license there, which is kind of neat. It's good to see BNSF is still working with video game companies like SCS Software. I know they're on good terms with the guys who make Railworks, so I guess it shouldn't be a guess that shouldn't be a surprise that they're willing to put their logo in another simulator, even though it doesn't actually involve trains whatsoever. But still, I'm just gonna continue on pretending I didn't just completely screw up that turn there. No incoming. Banned for being reckless. So if that tells you the kind of game that multiplayer is, certainly interesting. So something that has changed since the last time I played this is other players' lights are actually entities in the game. Last time I played this, you couldn't see the lights from other players, so things have definitely changed a bit in the time since the last time I played. I don't think I did a video on it before though. Basically, it's kind of an MMO-style multiplayer. It deletes all of the AI traffic in the game and just throws you onto a server with everyone else in the game, all in the same server, though it's different areas are kind of instanced, so it doesn't load up every single other player. Though if your performance is a little low, you'll see some loading times as you enter highways or certain cities if there's a lot of people in them, where it'll load up all the other players that are in your vicinity, rather than every player that's on the server. There's something like 300 or 400 people on the server right now. It's kind of late, especially in the UK. And that is, I think, where most of their traffic probably comes from. Though, actually I don't see too many people in this game that speak English, so who knows? Ah, yes, I have much better control now. Much better. Much better. Alright, so as long as I don't do anything stupid here, get myself banned, or go out of control, should be alright. There's cruise control. Pay attention to the road. I'm just going to try and stay in this middle lane here as long as possible. Sometimes the middle lane becomes an off-ramp, and then I have to get out of it really quick. I want to stay in the middle lane because I don't know if other players are all playing with the speed limiter on, but if they're not, I want them to have room to pass me because I have my speed limiter on. I'm paranoid that I'm going to get banned from the server just for driving erratically because my steering wheel is not the most responsive thing in the world. It's this crappy little Ferrari steering wheel that was designed for PlayStation 2 and GameCube, and it also happens to have a USB port on it. So I've been using it on my computer ever since I stopped playing GameCube games. I never really had any good racing games on that thing anyway. I think Burnout 2 was probably as good as it got, and I don't think I ever even used this wheel for that. Let's get out of this lane. Wish I could see a little bit further. I also kind of wish it was daytime, but I guess I don't know if this tries to use some kind of real-time server for multiplayer or not. It's been dark every time I play pretty much, so I'm guessing it's based on actual UK time. Who knows? Who knows? There is an American server. There's hardly ever anyone on it, so I don't ever play that. I'm always on the European server. The regular European server. There is just a European free roam server, so I don't know how that one works. Last time I played this, there were no free roam servers. It was all just €1, 1 US. Ah, I'm hitting the middle. Now let's get out of the right lane. I hate the narrow lanes on these roads. One thing I am looking forward to with the American Truck Simulator expansion is wider roads. I really hope there's wider roads. I keep calling it an expansion. It's probably going to be a full-blown game. They're also working on a Scandanavia DLC for this game, which looks fantastic. I mean, it's gorgeous. Higher fidelity visuals than anything I've seen in this game to date. So there's still lots of love coming for Euro Truck Simulator 2. American Truck Simulator also in the works, and they've got some sort of coach simulator that they're working on, which I'd never heard of before the series of videos I watched the other day from Squirrel Logistics. He got a trip to, what is it, Sweden, where SCS is located? And got an inside preview of everything, and they had a coach simulator there that was based on Euro Truck Simulator 2. Explains all the bus stops in the game. Apparently they've been adding those for a while to kind of pave the way for Coach Simulator. So who knows if that will be a DLC for this or a standalone product, one of the two, most likely. Which side do I need to be on? Be on the right. I don't see anyone coming up with me, so I'm going to get in the right-hand lane to make sure I'm in the proper lane. That said that this was the lane to go to Cambridge. I do not need to go to Cambridge, I need to go to London. So I might move back in the middle lane here. Yeah, let's move back in the middle lane. That kind of tells me that I'm probably going to be getting off of the M25 here pretty fast. That's probably London ahead of me now that I think about it. Alright. I hate these ramps. I hate these ramps. This is why. I should know by now not to take these with cruise control on. Just always turn off cruise control for the on-ramps and off-ramps, and just take them as you can. Be ready to hit the brakes. I was right about what interstate it was. That makes me happy. Or interstate. What do they call these in the UK? Dual carriageway, I think, is the term for these, right? Right? Anyone? No? Okay. Speed limit here, 60. Good, so I can just go up to the limits of my limiter. Alright, so it looks like I am taking the next exit, so I'm going to go ahead and merge into this lane, assuming no one's coming up the ramp. It doesn't look like it, so I'm going to go ahead and merge. Very much looking forward to another DLC pack for this game. Should be fun. Hopefully it gets adapted into the multiplayer mod pretty quickly. I've not had too much chance to actually play this with other people I know. The one time I tried, they were very sad to discover that automatic parking was not enabled in multiplayer. So we spent basically that entire time trying to teach them how to park a car, or how to park a trailer. And we never actually went anywhere. So that's something you definitely want to have learned before you journey into online multiplayer. You also actually have to register at the site now to play this, which is kind of a neat change. So I guess that helps cut down on the griefing players, having to at least create a burner email account before they can relog back in. And the registration for that website did not come quickly, so it actually looks like they do check these registrations with human eyes. It's not just an automated thing. It's kind of surprising and definitely a relief at the same time. It's good to know there's human beings looking after this sort of thing. It's not just mod software auto-banning people for being reported, because that could get abused pretty easily. But this seems to have a pretty good community behind it. Looks like a lot of the bannings are based on user reports in the game. It's constantly reminding you to report people if you see them messing up, which I probably should have reported the guy that was going in the wrong direction, but I really don't care about getting people banned from the game, and that's a pretty easy mistake to make, especially if you're not from the UK. I mean, I drove on the wrong side of the road myself plenty of times when first checking this game out. I don't see any other players here. That's a good thing. There's one. Yeah, that was bad. Alright, let me update my do not use cruise control to include roundabouts. I think. was terrible. I almost crashed there, and there was other players around. That would have been bad. Let's get this thing swung around, pointed in the right direction at least. There we go. I like these delivering to this particular location because it's a very easy parking job. I say as I mess up the first attempt. I think I got this one. I'm a little bit too far to the left of my truck here. Ship left, I guess. Port. Alright. It's neutral, parking brake, engine off. Disconnect. Success. Don't think I took any damage that I might have on that bumping the roundabout there. Nope, we're fine. So let's get back into the world here. And I was very happy to see that other players here are driving on the correct side of the road, and that wasn't just something I didn't know. Right, I am heading for my garage now. I like to park up at my garage before I stop a multiplayer session, because that is a nice no collision zone. Don't see any other players. That didn't help me last time. Okay, that was a good turn. Alright, another roundabout. Let's move over into the left-hand lane because we're getting off at the first exit of the roundabout. I think that's how that works. I don't really know how roundabouts work. You just kind of go around and get off wherever you need to get off. Right? This is my company's home garage here, so I like stopping here when I can. Whew, that was a rough bump. Also, you get the cheapest fuel at your own garage once you've upgraded it once. It's a good thing to know. Think we're good. Think we're good. Alright. Let's park in one of these bays. I think you can only park in this one, so yeah, looks like it. This is what they call in the game a no collision zone. Anywhere you have to park your trailer or stop to get jobs, that sort of thing, they make those non-collision zones so more than one player can use it at the same time. Especially handy in job drop-off areas, so it's a good place, a good thing to remember if you're in the game and you've got to stop somewhere. And I'm going to call that a night, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video.